actually install the insulation. Overall, I think the tough part about insulation, or this type of insulation, is that it's hard to buy. Not everybody has it in stock. The first problem I encountered with insulation was, after reading Title 24 specifications, is that Title 24 wants you to use R15 for the exterior walls. R15 is not in stock at Home Depot locations. I went to Home Depot, my local Home Depot, they didn't have it. I went online at homedepot.com and they did have it. However, you have to buy about 15 bags at once. And I didn't really need about 15 bags. I needed more, about 8, maybe 9. On top of that, it's expensive. Your standard R13 insulation is pretty affordable. It's about 13 bucks. That stuff back here is about 55 bucks a bag. And I'm probably gonna need about 8 bags. So it's not the cheapest thing to buy. Just because it's stronger, the higher the R value, the better the insulation. And California wants it to be energy efficient. Obviously, if you have better insulation, you're not going to run the AC or the heat that often. So the first problem is trying to find this stuff. Hard to buy it. If you're going to order it from Home Depot, order 2 weeks in advance, because when I checked online, the estimated delivery time was about 2 weeks. If you need the stuff right away, you have to do a little bit more research. What I did, I just went to Lowe's.com, I typed in R15, I saw that they had a bunch of bags in stock, and I just started buying 1 bag at a time. I don't have a truck, so I just ended up buying 1 bag, putting it in the car.
The insulation for the attic was also a little bit hard to come by, and it was a little bit of a pain to basically buy it. According to Title 24, I needed to install R38. R38, it's a little bit more expensive, it's higher efficiency. The R value is higher than the regular R30. R30, you can go to Home Depot and buy a bag today. For this stuff, you have to order it way in advance. And I thought the installation process was going to be extremely easy. I said to myself, insulation, there's nothing to think about it, it's just insulation. Luckily, I spoke to the inspector. We had a brief conversation about the insulation, and he just told me to make sure that I buy the correct one. And that's when I looked on my plans and I noticed that under Title 24 energy efficient guidelines, we needed to use R38. So when you're doing your ADU, make sure you read the fine print on your blueprints and make sure that you're following Title 24 guidelines. For my specific scenario, I had to use R15 for the walls, R38 for the ceiling, for the attic. So just read your plans, make sure you're doing the right thing. Worst case scenario, you buy the wrong insulation, your inspector comes by, he looks at the insulation, that's the wrong type, and you have to throw everything away to the trash and do the work all over again.
In order to meet Title 24, it has to be R15. Your inspector is going to check to make sure that it's R15. And the stuff that I'm getting is really, I mean, it's probably one of the best things, one of the best insulations out there in the market is rock wool. This stuff, believe it or not, is fire resistant, water repellent, and it's easy to fit. It also fits it fits 16 inches on center, which is exactly the framing that I have. Each bag covers about 59 square feet, so it's a pretty good size.
have the right insulation, you buy the right type of insulation. I think if I had to do this all over again, I wouldn't have installed it myself. I would have just paid somebody a fair price to do the work, because it's a lot of work. I don't think somebody out there is gonna do the work that I did, install the insulation themselves. It's extremely difficult. I wouldn't recommend anybody to do it. Just pay the guy. Somebody might charge you $800, $1,000 to install this stuff, and it's worth it. I'm pushing the boundaries to see how much I can build this ADU on a very extremely affordable budget. I managed to save the labor cost for the insulation installment, but I wouldn't do it again. Just get somebody to do the work for you.